So to use the wave modifier method that we did in the last video, we're going to have to get the spine to just be affected by that wave while none of the other joints are affected. And to get the joints to actually be affected, we're going to have to create a little system on the spine area of the character that's a little bit unique and a little bit different from using the standard FK joint system or using a SplineIK system. So just as a recap, let's create a SplineIK system on the spine. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to manage my layers here. You see I've cleaned them up a little bit in case you wanted to go in and animate this guy, which is fine. But I'm just going to hide the geometry for now. And let's have a look at these spine joints. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to turn on my snaps toggle, right click it just to make sure that pivot is selected because that's what I want. And let's create shape and the line tool. And I'm just going to put a vertex on each one of these spine joints. So let's click the first one, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And I can see that this isn't actually, it's not going to behave how I want it. So with that done, and I didn't change any settings when I created this, if I jump to my modify panel and just grab a vertex and just grab the center one, you'll notice that none of the, sorry, I'll just turn off my snaps or it's going to freak out. You'll notice that we've got a really harsh line here, and that's not actually what we would want for a spine. So let's just remove that and start again. So go back to create, go to line, and we'll come down to the options. Instead of this being set to corner and bezier, I'm going to set both to smooth and smooth. Turn back on my snaps toggle, and then click each one of these joints again. And then just right click twice to end the tool. Come to the modify panel, come down to vertex. And now when we grab the center one, turn off my snaps again, you'll see that it's going to be a nicer, what you would expect, a nicer waved line for this spine system rather than the harsh corner lines that we had before, corner vertex that we had before. So with that done, we can now go ahead and create our SplineIK system, which is really simple. So let's grab the first joint in the chain for the spine, go to animation, IK solvers, and right at the bottom is the SplineIK solver. So if we click that, you'll see the dotted line that happens, and this is telling us that, hey, you need to click something else for this to actually work. So I'm going to go down to the bottom joint, the end nub for the spine, just click that, and you see that the IK solver is being created and the chain's being created, and now it's giving me another dotted line, and that's just telling me, hey, which actual spline do you want to use, which line do you want to use. So it's the one that we created in the center, so I'm just going to click that, and you'll see that we've got some point helpers now. This has been fully created, and I've no longer got a dotted line to tell me I need to do anything else. So with that done, these point helpers that were created actually allow us to control these joints now. So you can see that we get some form of, well, very different motion from the FK system that we had. And you'll notice that all of these are linked in a hierarchy for running from the top here right down to the bottom. If we want to change this, just click the line, go to the modify panel, and scroll down in the options, and just you can change the link type. So right now they're all linked in the hierarchy, and we can do no linking. If I grab that, you'll see the difference. So we have a definite different system of motion here as well. And you know, one of the big differences for this is with no linking, if I rotate, nothing happens to anything. If I go back and I change this back to link all in hierarchy and then grab this guy, everything that's linked to it will move along. So we can sort of replicate the FK system that we had before. Just change this. Zoom out a little bit so you can see. So we can replicate that system as well as having a different control system for an IK type. So that's how to create a standard SplineIK system for this guy. We're not actually going to use this to use the wave modifier. We're going to create a custom SplineIK system, and we'll do that in the next video.